Your silence speaks louder than your words ever could, and right now, it's deafening. I've learned to love the echoes of your past, but your silence is the one thing I can't bear. You say you're fine, but your silence is tearing us apart piece by piece. I can handle the broken pieces of your heart, but I can't stand the emptiness your silence brings. In the quiet, I hear everything I fear, and it's drowning me. The weight of your silence feels heavier than the words you won't say. I never asked for your past, but your silence is more than I can handle. If you can't speak about it, then how can I understand? Your silence leaves me lost in the dark. I've faced your ghosts, but it's your silence that's haunting me now. There's only so much I can carry, and your silence is pushing me past my limit. I thought I could handle your history, but your silence tells a story I'm not prepared to hear. Every moment without your voice feels like an eternity. What are you hiding? Your past is something I can forgive, but your silence, that's a different kind of pain. The quiet between us speaks volumes, and I'm afraid of what it's saying. I can handle your past, but not the emptiness that silence brings. The silence between us isn't peaceful, it's suffocating. What's scarier than your past? The silence you've built around it. Every time you go quiet, I feel the walls closing in, and I don't know how much longer I can stay inside. The words unspoken are the ones that hurt the most. I wish you'd share them. I'd rather hear your past than feel this distance between us. In your silence, I search for answers that I may never find. Your silence cuts deeper than any past could ever do. How do I heal when the only thing you give me is silence? I'm trying to understand, but without your voice, I'm lost. It's your silence that keeps me awake at night, wondering if you'll ever open up. I can walk through your past, but your silence, that's the real battle. Every second you stay silent, I feel further from you. I can carry your history, but I can't carry this quiet anymore. The past might be behind us, but this silence, it's standing right in front of us. When you're silent, I feel like I'm walking in the dark, trying to find my way back to you. The silence in the air feels heavier than the weight of everything you've been through. Your silence isn't a shield, it's a trap, and I'm caught in it. I can't fight your silence. It's stronger than my words. In the silence, I hear all the things you're too afraid to say. Your silence holds more than you realize, and it's slowly breaking me. I never asked for the silence. I only wanted you to talk to me. In your silence, I see the ghost of every unspoken fear, and it's suffocating me. Every day you stay silent, the space between us grows larger. I'd rather hear the truth, even if it hurts, than live in this silence. I can't walk through your silence and pretend it's nothing. It's everything. Your silence is the loudest thing in the room, and it's making me lose hope. I can't carry the burden of your silence alone. It's too much to bear. The silence isn't healing us. It's breaking us down one moment at a time. In the absence of your words, my mind fills in the blanks with worst-case scenarios. Every time you go quiet, I wonder if you're slipping further away from me. I thought I could face anything, but this silence, it's my breaking point. There's nothing more painful than the silence of someone you love. You think silence is safer, but it's just tearing us apart quietly. Your silence is a wall between us, and I can't break it down by myself. The silence between us feels like an unanswered prayer, and I'm waiting for you to speak. Your silence isn't peace, it's a warning sign that we're losing each other. I can handle your past, but your silence? That's something I can't understand. I need you to speak before the silence destroys everything we have. It's not your past that scares me. It's the silence that follows it. Every silence between us is a crack in our connection, and soon it might break. I would take your worst fears over your silence any day. Your silence is a wound, and I don't know how to heal it. The quiet is deafening, and it's suffocating the love we have left. I never thought silence could feel this cold, this empty, this final. I'm ready to face your past, but your silence is a battle I don't know how to win. The silence between us isn't empty. It's full of all the things we refuse to say. I can endure your past, but this silence is a weight I can't carry. Every time you stay silent, a piece of me starts to fade. Your silence is a mirror, and I'm afraid of what I see in it. I can fight through your past, but this silence feels like a war I'm losing. The quiet between us is louder than any argument we've ever had. I've carried your past with me, but now your silence is too much to bear. Every moment of silence feels like 1,000 unspoken words trapped inside. The more you stay silent, the more I question if there's a future for us. I can handle the weight of your past, but I can't handle the void your silence creates. Silence isn't peaceful when it's filled with all the things you're not saying. Your silence feels like a storm on the horizon, and I'm waiting for it to hit. I can't fix what's left unsaid, but your silence is breaking us apart. There's a deafening quiet in your absence, and I don't know how much longer I can stand it. I wish you'd speak because your silence is louder than anything you could ever say. I can handle your brokenness, but this silence is breaking me. In the silence, I hear the things we'll never share, and it hurts more than you know. Every silence between us feels like a wound that refuses to heal. I don't need your past, I just need you to speak to me. Your silence is louder than any fight we've had. It's the one thing I can't ignore. I can see your past in your eyes, but I can't hear you through your silence. I thought I could handle your silence, but now it feels like a curse. With every silent moment, we drift further apart, and I'm not sure I can reach you anymore. Your silence leaves me empty, searching for the words you'll never say. You're silent, but your eyes speak volumes, and I'm afraid of what they're saying. I can face your past, but this silence is a battle I don't know how to win. When you stop speaking, the world around us starts to fall apart. I'd rather have the truth than this painful silence between us. The quiet screams louder than anything you could say, and it's driving me mad. I can't walk through this silence and pretend it's nothing, because it's everything. The silence cuts deeper than anything you could have said. Your silence is a wound that I don't know how to heal. Every time you go quiet, the space between us becomes more unbearable. I'm holding onto your past, but I'm slipping through your silence. The silence between us is like a prison, and I'm trapped inside it. Every word unsaid builds a wall between us that I don't know how to break down. I can carry the weight of your history, but I can't carry this silence any longer. Silence isn't a sign of peace. It's a sign of something much more dangerous. The silence speaks louder than any apology could, and it's cutting me to pieces. I can handle the weight of your past, but I can't handle the emptiness in your silence. The more you stay silent, the harder it becomes to understand what we're losing. I'd rather face your past than be consumed by this suffocating silence. Your silence isn't a shield, it's a blade, cutting deeper with every second. I don't know how much longer I can stand the silence between us. It feels like we're falling apart. Your silence is a storm brewing inside, and I can feel the winds changing. I can handle your worst, but I'm not sure how much longer I can handle this silence. Every second you stay silent is a second I'm losing you. I thought silence was just the absence of words, but it's become the loudest thing in our lives. The silence is like a shadow looming over us and threatening to consume everything. I'm holding on to the hope that you'll speak, but the silence is making it harder to believe. I can bear your past, but this silence is slowly breaking my heart. In the silence, I'm left with nothing but unanswered questions and endless doubts. I thought your silence was a sign of peace, but now I see it's a warning. Every quiet moment between us feels like a betrayal, like you're shutting me out. The silence is a storm in my heart, and I'm not sure I can weather it much longer. I can endure your scars, but your silence is a wound I don't know how to heal. The silence screams, but all I can hear is the emptiness of everything left unsaid. I never thought silence could feel so heavy, but now it's all I feel. You're silent, and every second feels like you're slipping further away from me. I can hold your past in my hands, but I can't hold this silence in my heart. The silence is louder than any words you could ever say, and it's tearing me apart. I'm drowning in your silence, and I'm not sure how much longer I can keep afloat.